And man, it's blowing like a blizzard. We don't have the low visibilities of a blizzard, but we got the wind. We got the wind. And man, is it cold. Well, it's up to 17 now. 11 inches. We're just now closing in on a foot of new snow. Of course, that's measured in the backyard, where it's much calmer, much more sheltered, and you don't have to worry about all this wind and blowing snow like you do up here. That makes it really cold. Not to mention, the snow blows around everywhere. Come on, focus. This being 4 a.m. is going to be the last night pictures. And especially now that we're just under a foot of snow. Garden on the southeast side. Garden on the southwest side. Almost 11 inches as of 4 a.m.
Just the beginning, because the Instapasta pot is the perfect pot for cooking vegetables. Boil up lots of potatoes, all the carrots you want, then empty the hot water quickly and safely. The Instapasta pot is even great for washing and tossing your salad. It's yours through this special TV offer for only $19.95. But wait! Call now and we'll include our Instapasta Pot Junior. It's a handy matching 2-quart pot with the same revolutionary lid. It's the perfect way to cook small vegetables, make hard-boiled eggs, and boil those frozen food pouches. But we're not through yet. As a special TV bonus, you'll get this all-purpose chopper that lets you chop onions and garlic in seconds, chop peppers and mushrooms just as quick. Making the perfect sauce has never been easier, and there's still more. You'll also get this special pasta spoon that measures out just the right amount of pasta. It also stirs and separates your pasta so that it comes out perfect. All these bonuses are yours free. Just pay shipping and handling, so don't delay. Order your Instapasta Pot now.
To order your Instapasta Pot, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-851-3152. That's 1-800-851-3152. Call now, 1-800-851-3152.
Monday, brace yourself for storm stories. See how the stormy waters of Lake Michigan
We saw something that was just terrifying.
turn a boat race into a test for survival.
I didn't know how much time I had.
Plus, this typhoon grows to nearly 1,000 miles across. Watch the most intense weather images ever caught on camera. And a rescue you have to see to believe. Watch a new series from the Weather Channel. Storm Stories, Mondays at 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local forecast, always on the 8s of every hour.
The Weather Channel is in alert mode this morning. A huge multifaceted storm is affecting tens of thousands of people in the eastern U.S. Now we're measuring snow by the foot in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Baltimore. And New York City is now under a blizzard warning.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then this one speaks volumes. Canceled, canceled, canceled. Travel is either at a standstill or it's moving very slowly, all because of this massive storm that's dumping heavy snow, ice, and flooding rains. Hello and welcome to this special edition of Weather Center. I'm Nick Wonka.
And I'm Kim Perez. Good morning, everyone. Let's take a look at the Northeast because that's where the action is. We have a lot of problems out there today, folks, with traveling. If you can, just stay in. Here in D.C., again, it's at a standstill right now. Philadelphia, New York, Boston, all expecting more snow today and for conditions to just get worse. Now, temperatures will only get in the 20s today, so we're not even expecting anywhere near freezing. So it's going to be a cold, raw day with some very strong easterly winds. That's why there are blizzard warnings up here in New York City until midnight tonight. Now, farther west, we're still dealing with this storm, too. And with the upper level system, Cincinnati will get more snow out of this, and eventually through parts of West Virginia where we've had over 25 inches of snow. Look at the track of this storm. Not only heavy snow, but ice accumulations and problems out there in the Carolinas. Now, who got what? Here in Bunker Hill, West Virginia, 27 inches of snow. You'll be shoveling for a while. Leesburg, 22. Baltimore, 21.8. That broke the record for the day. Wilmington, 19 inches. Folks in New Jersey, expecting problems. Blizzard warnings up for you today, too. So in Cape May, 17 inches. We'll see a lot more today. Philadelphia, over 15 inches. Expecting more. D.C., Reagan National closed, at least for the next couple of hours, folks. 13.5 inches. New York City has already had 6 inches. But here in Washington, D.C., look at this. A standstill, folks. Again, we will be looking at those delays probably or cancellations through the day today. So just check your carrier before you go to the airport. And again, you want to stay in, folks. You don't want to be out in this for sure. State of emergencies have been declared for several states in this area, too, for that reason. Now, we are expecting an additional 6 to 12 inches in some areas across Pennsylvania, and it looks like just south of New York City, we could see some very heavy snow this afternoon. So just expect problems, road closures too. And look at all this, and it's going to be with us for a while. Moderate snow out there around New York City this morning. D.C., we'll get a little bit of a break, but then the upper level low will come through, and then we'll get more snow later on. It's heading up towards Boston. It won't be here yet, though. It's going to come, though, later on. As a matter of fact, we think by noon, you folks will be dealing with that snow. Right now, it's still, the air's too dry, but we're expecting winds, too. And we could see a foot by tomorrow. And by tonight, some big problems out there on the Mass Turnpike, the New York Thruway. Again, here in New York City, I wouldn't doubt it if they close some of the airports with this. So, again, just be advised of that. Those winds are very strong from the east. And, of course, that is bringing our wind chill down, where temperatures are in the teens out there. The wind chill dangerous, folks. 2 degrees is what it feels like in New York City. 1 degree in Boston. Of course, those east winds causing the gale and storm warnings up and down the coast, and the coastal flood watches and warnings, too. So mariners, be aware of this terrible storm. Now, we are expecting, again, some areas to pick up another foot of snow from this. Folks in New York City, again, under that blizzard warning till noon today. And by tomorrow, we'll still be dealing with a few morning snow showers. Tomorrow should be a little bit better, but I think folks will just be able to get out there and do some shoveling. That's it for the Northeast. We'll keep you up to date on this storm. Now let's find out where it extends in the South. Nick?
And we do continue to see winter weather advisories in the South, and this is primarily because of some freezing rain and freezing drizzle that we've seen overnight around the Carolinas. Central portions of North and South Carolina seeing that freezing rain right now. A lot of slick spots out there. Now back toward Tennessee, particularly Knoxville, Tennessee, the problem was flooding and mudslides. This was the other facet of this sprawling storm, flooding rains. Downpours in Knoxville triggered a mudslide that destroyed an apartment building. One man was buried in the mud for 8 hours before he was rescued. More than 7 inches of rain has fallen in the Knoxville area since yesterday. We continue to see some problems just toward your east of Tennessee, that is, here into the Carolinas, Charlotte, Raleigh, freezing rain, freezing drizzle, a mixture of that with sleet, and even a little bit of snow in the mix too. Just rain out toward the coast, most of it not all that heavy, but we could inland see areas where you could get a 1/4 inch of ice, and that would be on the trees, on the power lines, and on the roadways as well. Farther toward the south into Florida, this is rain along Interstate 95. We'll continue to see rain and maybe even a thunderstorm or two here around the South Florida area. I think this is where the heaviest rain is going to be as we get through the day, probably about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Northward, the rain will extend up to toward the Carolinas and into Virginia, where we'll get about 1/10 of an inch or so. Now, as we get into tomorrow, I think we'll see better sunshine, but a little bit more rain moving back into the Tulsa area. The breezes are going to continue to blow. But for today, watch out again for those icy spots here from the Carolinas up toward portions of Virginia. Into the Midwest, we're seeing some improvement back toward areas of the West after a lot of icy conditions here across portions of Kentucky and Illinois and Ohio over the weekend. It's snow that is falling over you right now with very cool temperatures. Chicago at 22, 19 at Indianapolis. There's Columbus with 23 and 20 degrees in Detroit. Green Bay is a degree below zero, and Minneapolis at 11 right now. But we continue to see another system trying to make its way in by this evening into portions of the northern plains, bringing more cold air and more snowy conditions as well. Snow moving eastward. We'll continue to keep an eye on that in the Northeast. Stay tuned.
A very special message for people with diabetes.
If you have diabetes and take insulin, I want to tell you about a wonderful free program called Keeping Well with Diabetes. It gives you the tools you need to help you manage your diabetes. A carbohydrate and calorie counter for making meal planning easier. A helpful guide for better doctor office visits. Plus, lots of useful health information.
Call now. With a carbohydrate and calorie counter, you'll have the facts for over 130 foods and drinks right at your fingertips. Your guide to better office visits brings you questions to ask your doctor, important checklists, and information to help you with your at-home care. And you'll get ongoing support. You'll even be one of the first to know about and save on new products.
Call now. Get free tools and membership in Keeping Well with Diabetes.
Call 1-800-625-3399 today to join this free program from the world's leader in diabetes care and treatment. That's 1-800-625-3399.
Where do you get your pet's flea, tick, and heartworm medications?
Oh, what a hassle. I take the dog, drive to the vet's office, then sit and wait.
I just call 1-800-PET-MEDS, and my pet's medications are delivered right to my door.
Wow, I paid a lot at the vet's office.
And I paid a lot less.
1-800-PET-MEDS guarantees the lowest price on all your pet's medications. Order online or call now.
Now, from the Weather Channel.